Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Shanika Marie and we are back with another video. So today I'm going to talk about 4 things that I did to help elevate my life. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all, okay? So number 1, the first thing that I did, I'm going to say the most important thing that I did was develop a personal relationship with God. And you may say, okay, Shanika, what does that mean? So for a long time, I felt like I only knew God through what other people was telling me about him and the things that he had done in their lives, but I didn't really have this personal relationship with him. And so I remember just committing. I was like, okay, God, I want to get to know you for myself. And so some of the things that I did to kind of develop that personal relationship with God was my morning devotional. I committed to doing a morning devotional every day to kind of get to know the word and to just get that positive thing in me first thing in the morning. Another thing that I did was journal. I literally, just how I'm talking to y'all, I would literally write in my journal. I would write the good things, the bad things, the things that I didn't want anyone to know. I started journaling and I kind of titled it like Dear God or Hey God, literally talking to him how I'm speaking to y'all and just kind of like pouring my heart out to him. And I also learned how to be still in those moments and allow him to speak to me after I've kind of like poured my heart out. I didn't just write things up, write things out and then close it up. I literally said, okay, God, like after that, after I kind of confessed whatever I wanted to talk about, I was like, okay, God, I'm going to sit still and allow you to speak truth to me. And he did. And that's kind of how I learned how to hear God's voice. Another thing that I did was I committed to going to church every Sunday and just being around other believers and just seeing what God was doing in their life. It really encouraged me during my journey. And so just being around other believers and just really good people, y'all, literally, my life just started to change before my eyes. And another thing that I did was I created a prayer closet, which leads me into my next point. So the second thing that I did was I decluttered my space. And when I did this, y'all, I swear, like, my life just took this huge leap in the best direction. I'll never forget, I was just in a really rough time in my life. And I remember hearing, this was when I think podcasts really started to become a thing, or maybe a thing to me because I had never heard them before. But I used to listen to, and still to this day, I listen to a podcast called Redefining Wealth by Patrice Washington. And so she had said a statement that really just struck something in me. She said that physical clutter, was it physical clutter? No, I'm going to say just clutter. Clutter is the physical manifestation of confusion in your mind. I'm going to say that again. Clutter is the physical manifestation of confusion in your mind. And so when I looked around my space, y'all, I was like, okay, your girl must be real unsure about a lot because it was crazy. And I had like a lot of space back then. And I just had this mindset of, oh, I'll keep this because I might need it later on. Or I'll keep this in my closet because I might wear it later. And later never came. So your girl started cleaning up. And y'all, I had this big walk-in closet in my old apartment. And when I tell y'all, like, I cleared that space so much, I literally went from a whole closet, like walk-in closet full of clothes, to like literally just one little section. It was crazy, but I felt so free. And that actually led me to start, if you watch my God Told Me to Quit my job video, I actually talked about how I did basically like freelance. I was organizing people's closets, and I started that business from people seeing my before and afters. I just decided that, like, hey, I'm gonna post on my Instagram stories about how I'm like decluttering my home. And people was like, well, can you come and declutter mine? I was like, sure, I can like charge for this. But you know what? God used that season for me to just connect with people and to just help people because I really love organizing. Even to this day, I know I don't want to do it as a business, but I just enjoy connecting with people and also just helping people. So I'm really thankful for that season of my life. And so, yes. Okay, number 2 was decluttering my space. So if you look around, your space is cluttered, go ahead and start cleaning some of that stuff up, okay? Number 3 was I hired a life coach. And I've talked about this on my channel before too. I ended up hiring my life coach because I just felt like I was stuck in life. I felt like I had all of these dreams, but they just felt so out of reach. Like I was like, man, I want to do this, but how am I going to do this? And I'm just stuck over here. And so I ended up hiring a life coach to kind of help me build a better future for myself. Because, you know, with life coaching, it's basically, and as a certified life coach, now knowing what I know now, life coaching is getting you from where you are to where you want to be, like focusing on your future. And so that's one of the many reasons that I decided to become a certified life coach. And if you guys are wondering if I'm taking new clients, I do plan to open up my books in September. Your girl has been a little bit busy because, you know, I just started working a new job and I'm a wife now. So things are a little bit still trying to find my rhythm, but you know, I'm giving myself grace in this area. But I do plan to open up my books in September. So if you guys are interested in working with me, you're just in a space where you may just feel stuck and you don't know what to do next, hit your girl up. And you might say, how can you contact me? I have my email in my bio, and I can also put it in the comments. Or if you want to follow me on Instagram and send me a DM, you can do that as well. You can follow me on Instagram. My name is Shanika. Same spelled how it's spelled exactly how my YouTube name is spelled, but SHANEKA _ Marie MARIE_. Send me a DM and let's talk about working together, okay? So number 3 was hiring a life coach. And number 4, and I can say this was a huge, like all of these are great, but this one was a big one too. Hiring a therapist. And so I plan on doing an entire separate video about how I actually found my therapist, because it was definitely a God moment, and God literally placed her in my life in that season of my life for a reason, I know. But my therapist is absolutely amazing. She helped me with so much. And you may say, why did you need a therapist? Because, to make a long story short, I felt like I was living behind a mask. What kind of mask? I felt like I was hiding behind this mask of just being happy all the time. And I just felt like my soul was like deteriorating because I was pretending, if that makes sense. And maybe I'll talk about that more in a later video, but that's how I was feeling. And I remember praying and asking God, like, okay, Lord, I know I need a therapist. Show me who that is. And he did. And I plan to do a video about that very soon. So I hired a therapist because you can hire a life coach and they're going to help you focus on your future. But one thing you have to know is a life coach and a therapist, they aren't the same person, and they have 2 different agendas. So they have 2 different things that they work on. So I hired a life coach to help me with my future, and then I hired a therapist to help me with my past. And when I tell you it has made all the difference, y'all, your girl has been thriving. Not to say that I haven't like had these hurdles to jump and life hasn't happened. It definitely has. But to be honest, I don't know where my life would be if I didn't do these 4 things to kind of help elevate and get me to where I am now. And back then, people thought I was crazy. They was like, you going to this life coach? You going to this therapist? Like, what is that? And I remember God saying, like, you go. And I remember just feeling like, I remember money was tight for me back then, but guess what? Your girl found the money, because I was going to therapy and I was going to a life coach literally like every week. If it wasn't every week, it was every 2 weeks. But I'm so thankful my life coach and my therapist, they were kind of lenient at times if I didn't have the money. And so that's how I knew that, just meeting them was definitely a God thing for me. So yes, just want to do a quick video on that. I hope this video helps someone. If it did, I want you to write in the comments, this helped me. And this is, I know it'll just make my day. I love reading you guys' comments. I'm actually, after I record this video, I'm going to get caught up on my comments because your girl has been behind, okay? So I look forward to speaking with y'all in the next video. And I hope y'all hope you enjoy the rest of your week, okay? Peace.